So, hello, welcome everybody to this first live stream in the new year. As always, this is an experiment, so if it fails, don't blame us too much. We are testing new software, we are testing new hardware, and we are answering all your questions. We tell you a couple of things that are new. So first of all, today is a premiere of, we're using for the first time in such a live streamcast. We have used it before, of course. We're using mimoLive 4.6, and Achim is gonna show you later on a couple of things that are new with mimoLive 4.6. And also I got a Mac Mini, a new one, and we are doing the first tests with this. The camera I'm using here is an PTC Optics camera connected through NDI, and that's also very exciting, if that is the real cool word for that, is working on the edge, I would say. So far we are doing quite well. I also stream to Facebook and YouTube, which is also a test, because in the past we had some troubles with YouTube when we were doing this, and I always had to cut off the YouTube stream. Right now it looks good so far. Keep the fingers crossed. And we are monitoring both the YouTube and the Facebook comments, and we hope you have lots of questions. We will be here about 50 more minutes. Achim has to go to an appointment in the evening, so he has to leave in about 50 minutes. But until then, we have a lot of things we can share with you, and so let's get started. And let me see if we got any questions we can answer right away. Mark Ferdinand, how are you? Howdy, hi there. Let me test this works. Showing the comments work. Great. Stepan, hi. I'm still hoping I say your name right. Michael, hi to you as well. I have to come and see the Jumbotron really soon, so get on with setting it up so I can come and play around with it. Josh has the first question of the night. Any chance mimoLive will lower in price for those of us losing money using each week for our podcast? Yeah, well, we can't be responsible for your economics, but we hear you, and one of the things we want to be doing is offer a monthly non-renewable charge for the private version and the commercial version, so you can get, if you only podcast 3 times a year or something, you can get just pay for the months that you're actually using it, and so you will save some money. And you can do this. You can do this right now as well, but you have to cancel the subscription every time, and that is kind of a it's inconvenient, and we want to make it more convenient, and so it might also be more affordable because you have to you can choose to pay smaller chunks. And that's this question for now. Flash Wabason, hi, bonsoir. Please excuse us that we're not going to speak French. We learned it at school, but only a tiny little bit is still in my memory. I'm sure you wouldn't be too happy with me talking French. So, Carlos is also here. Hi, Carlos. Guy called Joel. Hi, Joel. So if you have questions, please use the comments feature in Facebook and YouTube to post those questions, and we will monitor them and answer them. So let's get started with, I already told you a little bit about the Mac Mini. We have to do a little bit more testing, but it looks quite good. The only problem I ran into when setting up this podcast is this live stream is that I have a very high resolution 4K display attached to the Mac Mini, and apparently that eats up all the video memory, and I had to reduce the resolution so that a little bit of memory is left. We have to investigate further what this is, what the problem is with this. But my goal with running the Mac Mini is, recently you might have seen that on our social media channels, we did the CodeBeam Light conference in Munich last fall in December. And we recorded with NDI cameras and a Magwell device to capture the presentation. So we captured presentations and video, and we used a MacBook Pro, and we've had some issues with the MacBook Pro with the heat, and we were hoping that using a Mac Mini is a portable enough solution. So I'm also getting a portable display, HD resolution display. I bought it on Kickstarter, so I hope it actually shows up. It's a Kickstarter project, attaches through USB-C, and I'm really curious to see how that works with mimoLive on the Mac Mini, and then we might have a good high performance mobile solution that doesn't have the heat problem. So so far so much about the Mac Mini, and now let's see, Achim, what do we have in software? What's new in software?
Yes, a warm welcome from me too. Yeah, we recently released 4.6 of mimoLive, and there are some new features. Maybe you already read the README, the version history. So there are two features I wanted to show because they are a long time feature requests by our customers. So the first one is, if you have a movie and you don't want to play it from the beginning and all the way to the end, then you want to set an in and out point. And I will show you how we implemented this in mimoLive. So I've got a movie here, and when I place it in a new placer layer, it will play back, and it's got a very long intro. It only shows the red sports car, and then the animation starts. So I want to skip all the intro, and also there's also an outro. And now we added this little, let me show you this little action gear here. And once you click it, you get our in and out point editor. So you can drag the in point to the spot where the animation starts. You have fine control with this jog wheel here on a frame-by-frame basis. And also the outro can be skipped and clipped. So now I've set the exact range I want to see. And now once I play back the movie, it just starts at the animation and also stops where I put the outro at the out point. So here we go.
So that's really cool, because that allows you to that's really cool because it allows you to not have to edit the video before you drag it actually, or set up the show. And it's very fast and easy to set the in and out points, and if you click live, then the video will play from in point to out point. I think we also have a new replay, a new looping mode, right?
No.
Setting the video play from beginning and stop when, isn't that it can now stop mid play? Or is that not yet shipping?
Or if you actually, sure, if you play back the movie, I can show this again using the play, pause, and resume option. So what this means is that the movie will stop at that point. You stop the play out of it. You see also the preview stops and don't play again until you press the live button of the placer again, and it will play back at that point where you stopped it before.
So that allows you to maybe use a video and talk about it and stop it mid-play and then talk about what's going on and then continue. I think that's a very cool feature. So I'm just taking a quick peek at my notes here.
There are questions already.
Yeah, yeah. Are there questions? If there are questions, please post them in the comments. The next thing on my list is the lower third magic we built into the new version. So I'm switching to your screen again, right? So yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Let's see. Can bring up third animation. So let's assume that you created this awesome lower third animation in Motion or After Effects, and you want to use it in mimoLive. So one thing you need to do is to export this movie as a ProRes 4444 video codec to keep the alpha channel with it. And then you can import that video into mimoLive. Oops, this is not the wrong button. So just by dragging and dropping the video, we have now the movie here, and you see already the background is gray. This means that the animation is transparent here. So now, usually you have a fixed timing of your lower third in this case, but we managed to create an option so that the lower third can be at any length. And this is how you can set it up. See, get a lower third. That's the basic lower third we got. And I have to set up some things to make it work. First of all, I need to change the incoming from a push to a cut, because I want to play the movie immediate, not with a transition in any kind. Now, actually, I need to set up the duration here to 1 second. So, and in my case, the text delay would be 1.5 seconds. Now, I don't want to have a push. I want to have a wipe from left to right that matches the animation best. Further down, I enter the total height of the video. So at the upper right preview, you can see that the complete screen is occupied by the lower third, but once I put in the animation, then it will be transparent again. So switching from frosted glass to a custom background, I need to drag or select my movie here. I can drag it over. And now you already see it's transparent. My text is not at the right spot, so I can, first I want to switch the color, or opening the font panel, selecting the font color, selecting it here. Again for the bottom line. And now I can position the text right into my lower third, getting rid of the logo. I don't need this anymore. And now you already can see that it looks pretty nice. And now we come to, again, to the, let me see, let's skip this, for the new option. That's pause for outro. So once I switch this on, I can set a point in time when the animation background, the movie, will pause as long as the lower third is visible. And once you set it to unlive it, then the rest of the movie will be played. In my case, I need to set it to 4 seconds. I know that it's down already. And now let's see how it looks like in the program out. The animation shows the name as long as I wish, because I set it up, or it needs to be not to be automatic. I want it to be manual. So again, try that again. This is John Doe, a mimoLive user. And even that the graphics is already finished in the preview, it's still shown in the program out. And once I switch the live button for the lower third, it will do the auto animation and move away all the text. So that's a way to split one movie into 2 parts, in an intro and an outro animation part, and the lower third will pause the movie in the middle as long as your lower third should be.
All right, great.
Yeah.
So that is also a very nice new feature, and I must stress that this is being added due to customer requests. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you make best use of it. So let me see. Mark Ferdinand comment on this. Great work. That's what I needed, like, from the beginning. Yeah. All right. So now we have it. Carlos, yeah, it's been available. It's been yes, it's been available. You could do your own background animation on the lower third, but you couldn't stop it, and so the animation would either go through a fixed time. You would have to have, like, the animation fit exactly the time you show the lower third, so you couldn't have flexible timing on the lower third. All right, so do we have some questions? More questions? I saw one question which I don't see in. Why don't I see this in my comments list? Someone. This is interesting. So I'm missing a comment in my comments list, Achim. So something we have to look out for. And I think it was from Josh Roker. Could you show in Mimo how to select which comments to show? Achim, can you do that quickly, or should I?
Actually, I can't really, because I needed actual comments. So maybe it's better that you do a screencast. Hopefully your machine can handle it.
I can hopefully maybe do this. Let's do a screen grab. Should I do a screen capture or a better window capture? Screen capture.
Yep.
Okay, so this is going to be so. We had one person ask if it's safe to fiddle around with the with the layer stack and the sources and stuff, and I think we're gonna find out. So let's do that. So let's see if I can just plot that here. Put that on top of everything because I don't want to. So let's see. So yeah, I can do that. So it's gonna be crazy because in the corner here, you see let me see if I can collapse that. I think I can. Yes. So this is how the document looks like. Just if you're curious, I've collapsed the program out so that it doesn't show up here. So in the window menu, there's an option called Comments, and if you select that, you get the Comments window, and the Comments window shows when you are streaming to Facebook. The Comments window shows all the comments that are typed into the comments field of your live stream. So it's hard linked. So we set up a link to your live stream automatically for you. But you can also use, and I can collapse the here to make that more obvious. You can also use a data source, and you can set it up basically to capture comments on any live video that you have access to. So for example, if you're using a hardware box to stream to your Facebook live stream, and you still want to capture the comments and show them with mimoLive, you can do that with the help of this Facebook social media source. And so you can have another machine streaming and you capturing the comments of that stream. And this is the window that lets you select the comments. And what the other thing you need a single comment layer, or there's also a layer that shows all the comments coming through. But the single comment layer essentially works like a lower third. You see the graphics over here. And if I press one of the live buttons here, then this lower third will be activated and shows the avatar, the name, and the message of the person that's posting the comments. So it's pretty easy to operate, and that's what we've been doing all the time. So let me just turn everything back so I can come on. So placer. So now I'm back. All right. So I hope that answers the question, and I hope you got a little bit more insight into what's going on here. Carlos, can we customize the comments window? Yes, you can customize the comments window in the same ways you can customize the lower third. You can move around the text, you can set a different background color, you can do a background animation. Anything that you can do, you can move it around on the screen, make it bigger, smaller, whatever you want. Oh, you mean the comments window inside mimoLive? That is a fixed layout. Let us know if you think that it should be different than it is, and in what way and why, and then we'll probably think about it. Or we will think about it and may even change it depending on if we like your idea. Right, so apart from mimoLive, you're welcome to continue to ask questions about mimoLive. We love you and we love answering your questions. But we also have other products, and there's this week we are releasing 2 beta versions, and Achim is going to show you a little bit about that. I think the first one we're gonna show is Mouseposé. Mouseposé is a little tool that's very popular with people doing presentations or screencasts, because it allows you to have like a virtual mouse pointer, so you can have your Achim is going to show it to you. Before I explain too much, in theory we can watch it in live. So I'm switching to Achim's screen, and there you go.
Yeah, you probably noticed already that I'm using a kind of spotlight to draw your attention to my mouse cursor, so you can easily follow my presentation. And I have a shortcut on my keyboard to switch it on and off, so it does not go in the way too much. And this is done. The effect is done by our little application called Mouseposé. It's been around for a long time now, and unfortunately, it doesn't. The current version isn't working so well with the new Mac OS. So we did a complete rewrite in the new language, programming language by Apple. It's called Swift, and this is how it looked like. You can set up for the Mouseposé effect, you can set up a hotkey. So in this case, it's Command 1, and once I press Command 1, the mouse cursor will show the spotlight. You have options like the size of it, blur of the border, and so on. So you can play with it around much. There's several other options, like you can show the mouse clicks also. You can activate it, and it will show, just a second, it will show also how many times I clicked on the mouse button. So if you want to demonstrate a double click, and that would look like this: double, single click, triple click, and you can change the colors also for right click, left click, and so on. We also can show the keyboard strokes, and new in this version is that we can select the screen on which to show the keyboard shortcuts. So if you're demonstrating Command 1 to switch on and off the effect, will demonstrate this also on screen. So if you do a screencast, a screen recording, you will also record all your shortcuts for your audience.
All right, that looks great. So just a couple of information. You can join the beta program today by going to boinx.com/mouseposé and enter the form, and then we'll send you a trial license and the download link for the beta version. So before we go to the next product, we've got a couple of questions. So Carlos adds can we to the question, can we customize the comments window? Can we add shapes and motions? You could do that actually with background animation, and there's a couple of things you could play around in the layer and see for yourself. Another question by Alex King. Hey Alex, can I record ISOs, or can I just get a recording of a clean camera angle? This is also a request that's been asked by a lot of people. Right now, we think that the Mac machines, especially the lower-end machines, are not fast enough to do that. If you have a machine that's fast enough, you can do something like that using the siphon sender layer and a siphon source, which allows you to put a video output anywhere in the layer stack, and a second document, a second mimoLive document with just a siphon source, and record that to disk, so you can get actually two recordings, one for the mix, and another one without the overlays and so on and so forth. At the CodeBeam conference in December, if you watch the video on YouTube about that, we've been using NDI and the two cameras, and we had one separate Mac, because NDI allows you to use the same video source on multiple machines. So we had a second laptop there to record a backup, and that was actually using two mimoLive documents without any graphics and just NDI inputs and writing that to disk, and that worked good enough, but we were using compression, so we didn't overload the hard drive with too much data written to the disk. The answer, Alex King. So stream in one and record in another. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what you do. It would be, comment by Carlos, it would be good to have external drives to ISO 2. Yes, but you also have to take into account that you have to have very fast Thunderbolt 3 drives to, if you, for example, want to record 2 HD or even 4K streams in full resolution. That's a lot of data.
And so, you need to take in account that the video data needs to get through your CPU bus multiple times. So at one point, your machine can't handle all the data.
Yes, exactly. So, today the time flies. We are already 40 minutes into this broadcast, and yeah, so one more thing, the famous last words. One more thing. Achim, I switch to your stream and let you take it. Huh?
Okay. So maybe you're familiar with our other applications we develop for iOS, and you may recognize that I have an iPhone 6 here, and one application we are very we love actually is iStopMotion, and the iStopMotion application was only available on an iPad or on the Mac, and now we bring it to the iOS devices like an iPhone. And you see in the lower right corner there's my iStopMotion icon, and I start the application right now for you. And you can see I have done already some tests. So in the upper left corner, I can create a new stop motion animation, and it will immediately show my face with the front camera. You can use also the back camera or even a remote camera. So if you have another iOS device, there's a companion app that allows you to put the camera somewhere on your scene and don't touch it anymore because it's crucial, usual for stop motion that the camera isn't shaking too much. So bear with me if I do a quick test. Shooting some images here. The one thing about stop motion, if you're not familiar with it, is you capture one frame at a time, move your objects and capture the next frame to build up the movie. And the movie can be seen down here. Those are all the frames I just took. And I can instantly play it back. And so you can see how easy it is to create a stop motion movie on your iPhone. And not even that we just created or made it available for the iPhone, but we also bring over a nice feature from the Mac version, which is to create a flipbook. Actually, it renders a PDF file. You can set up how you would like to have your flipbook in size, and then it will create a PDF, and you can share it with, for example, with your.
You can print it, for example, and then
you can easily
the
print
idea
it.
Is you print it and you cut it out and you glue it together, and then you brought your animation from the virtual world into the physical world. Which is great for schools and school assignments. The kids love that. They can take the animations with them, and I think this is a great feature. And Achim is also. We all think it's a great feature, yeah. All right. Good, Achim. Thank you for the quick demo.
You're welcome.
So if the audience has any more questions regarding any of our applications or mimoLive, Mouseposé, iStopMotion. So the beta test for iStopMotion also starts today. I must say I don't have well, I'll post something to the blog on boinx.com/blog later today or tomorrow, and then it will have the link to a test flight from Apple, where you can join the public beta, yeah. Cool. So, waiting for more questions from the audience. We'll give you a couple more minutes before we have to leave and wrap it up for today. Any comments or questions are very welcome. I'll quickly check with the websites if we captured all the comments. I'm missing the one comment, but that's the only one I'm missing. The other ones are there, which is quite strange that I may have one comment that's not there. And so far on, we have one comment on YouTube, and that also showed up in the audience comments, so that's good. All right, no more questions coming in. So we are waiting. We are waiting. All right, so. Well, if there are no more questions, just a quick recap of today's live broadcast. First live broadcast from a new Mac Mini. I think it went quite well. We are using 2 Mimo calls, and I don't know if you noticed, but we've added another feature to Mimo Call recently. We can switch now from the VP9 encoder to H.264, and that's what we've been using right now. And that also means that on the Mac Mini, the H.264 is encoded in hardware, so that takes a lot of load off the CPUs. I'm using an NDI video source, and I should position the camera next time a little bit more sensible so that I don't keep looking away from the camera all the time, because I'm looking on the screen instead of the camera. The camera is there, and I keep glancing over to the screen to see what's going on. We're streaming to Facebook and YouTube, and that seems also be working. Knock on wood. Yeah, so I think this is a very good test, a very successful test. We had a lot of people asking questions. Carlos, so it's good on the Mac Mini. Seems to be performing quite well. I'm very happy with what we're doing here right now. The idea, as I said in the beginning, was that I want to replace the MacBook Pro in a mobile setup, and Mac Mini is small and portable. But we, of course, have to solve the problem of an external screen and portable screen, and I ordered one, and we will show it to you once it's here. Follow-up question from Carlos: what would be the limits? Not sure. One of the limits we ran into when testing this was that if the memory, if you're using high-resolution screens like I have here, 4K screen, then for some reason mimoLive doesn't, or mimoLive thinks it doesn't have enough memory. So that's one thing we have to look at and see if we can find out why that is. I think it has to do with the Intel graphics card that's used in the Mac Mini. But in terms of CPU performance is very smooth, and I think we can comfortably do 3-4 NDI sources, and streaming is also very good. The encoding is very smooth with no issues right now. So how about NDI? Carlos, NDI is, you see my camera is NDI, and it works quite to my satisfaction. It's a PTC Optics camera. I haven't fine-tuned it too much. Next time we will try to set up 30 frames per second and see if that makes it even better for YouTube. Yeah. So another follow, and now Carlos wakes up. So it's using memory from the Intel card. Yes, mimoLive is using video graphics memory a lot because of all the what are they called again? The things that
textures.
take up textures. Yeah, exactly. Everything is a texture, and we upload like 25 or 30 textures per second into the graphics card, and that takes up some memory, of course. And depending on how the memory is organized, it may be an issue that graphics memory is limited, this seems to be the case when I use a huge 4K screen, and you know, we might be doing something in mimoLive that aggravates this problem, but also it might be a problem with the Mac Mini, which we have to investigate. All right, so I think that's a very successful live stream so far. Achim, thank you very much. I think we're gonna wrap it up, and hopefully in 2019 we will be doing this much more often than we did since December. But the problem was that I had given away my MacBook Pro and was waiting for the Mac Mini to arrive, and so I only had a small laptop that wasn't up to the task of running 2 Mimo calls, 2 live streams, and my NDI camera at the same time. So it's always what you want to do with the things. All right, so guys, thank you for joining us. Achim, thank you for joining me in this broadcast as always, and we'll be seeing you soon again.
Yeah, see you. Bye-bye.
Why? One more comment.
Oh.
Where's my MacBook Pro now? I hired a new head of marketing, Steffen, and he got the MacBook Pro. So because he needs to be mobile, and I'm not so mobile. And also I'm trying every time Apple releases a new one of these things here. I'm trying again to see if I can do my mobile work on the Mac, on the iPad, and not on the Mac. And so, yeah, let's see how that works. All right, good. So everyone, have a good evening, and see you again soon. Bye, Achim.
Bye-bye.